the second round of the PGA Championship. We got it in, and JB Holmes, -1, all alone on top of the leaderboard.
It's the first time, and this may not shock anybody really, but it's the first time since 1972 that there was only one player under par at the PGA Championship. And for those trivia buffs at home, yes, that would be Oakland Hills that we played it at. I guess if you want to make another play on words, it's known as the Monster, and you got a guy who hits monster tee shots, who's leading the tournament. JB is enormous. He's hitting the ball right now about 338 off the tee, and of note, there's only 2 par 5s at Oakland Hills, but on the first one, number 2, he hit a driver and a sand wedge. On number 12, he hit driver 8-iron. The 8-iron was about 217 yards, playing downwind. But the thing with JB is everyone knows he hits it a mile, and he's got a very compact swing, doesn't even take the club back all the way parallel. But when he's confident and he's hitting it straight, he hits it at every turn, and that's what's really carried him this week.
Reminiscent of a guy that did it at Crooked Stick, John Daly.
The biggest difference really, and my biggest question mark going into the weekend, is that John Daly has got very soft hands. Was a terrific putter back in his day. JB Holmes is a little bit spotty that way, and really, as well as you're driving the ball, and he's leaving himself so many short irons into the green, putting has always been maybe not his strength, a little bit suspect, and that's really where this championship's going to be won.
2 relatively young guys made moves today, Justin Rose and Ben Curtis, both with the tournament best 67s to get to even par. They're just one back, and they are capable.
Well, Ben proves it. Every time Ben sniffs the lead, he usually closes it out. I mean, we saw that at the Open. We saw that at Kemper, the old Kemper Open, at TPC at Avalon. We saw it at 84 Lumber. Justin has a little better pedigree as a player. I think he's more highly regarded, even though he's never won in the United States, and I think that's something to look to, because Justin really hasn't shown that as good as he is, that he's capable of closing it out as well as he probably should. So that'll be interesting. And I don't want to overlook Charlie Wee, and there's not an E missing, and that's not Michelle. Charlie is the only one who has matched par both days, and there's something to be said for that.
Look into the crystal ball for the weekend. What do you think with what we have set up? And what are we looking at for this weekend?
Tiger's not here; he can't win. It's wide open. I mean, it's a very it's exciting in a dull kind of way, because the only excitement is just to see how far JB Holmes is gonna hit the ball. I think right now you'd have to acknowledge that over par is going to win this major. And there's a lot of guys right in the mix. I mean, Mickelson's leaking oil a little bit at the end. Sergio 4-putted the 17th. And that's going to creep into his mind this weekend. Keep in mind there's a couple other guys. I mean, I wouldn't look past Angel Cabrera, one of the guys who's right there in the mix, tied for 7th right now, hits it a long way, and it's wide open.